Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new Magic the Gathering Arena Let's Play. So for today I have a super spicy deck for you, which is Drowned Phoenix. So why is this deck called Drowned Phoenix? It's because it revolves around two cards, Drowned Secrets and Arclight Phoenix. So Drowned Secrets is a card that lets you mill a player whenever you cast a blue spell, so you can either mill your opponent or yourself. People have used this before to mill their opponent and win by milling their library out, but I've decided to go a different route. So I mill myself. Why do I mill myself besides hitting Arclight Phoenix? Creeping Chill. Creeping Chill is one of the main reasons this deck is good, because it decreases the amount of damage that we need to deal to our opponent. Think about it this way: if I mill 4 Creeping Chills and we can't get to do that, we mill most of our library, our opponent takes 12 damage, meaning 3 Arclight Phoenixes can do the job and we gain 12 life, meaning against aggro we get to survive to the late game where we can win with our Phoenixes and overpower them. Another reason we mill ourselves is Narcomoeba, because when you mill it, it comes back to the field, so it can block some of your opponent's creatures, and sometimes you could just win with some swings from Narcomoeba. It happened in game number 2 or 1, if I'm not wrong. How do you mill ourselves besides using Drowned Secrets? We can use Merfolk Secret Keeper, and Merfolk Secret Keeper is super good when Drowned Secrets is on the field, because think about it this way: he mills us for 4, and then Drowned Secrets mills us for 2, and then we can just play him again, and that mills us for 2 as well. What I like in this deck especially are the Jumpstart cards, because these, when they're milled, you can still get to play them from the graveyard just at the small cost of discarding something from your hand, but we don't really care about that part. We could discard maybe a Phoenix we have stuck in hand, and paired with Drowned Secrets just means more milling. So overall it's a self-mill deck that wins by using Arclight Phoenix and Creeping Chill to deal damage. That's pretty much it for the deck tag. Before we get into our games, I would like to please ask you to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see me play the Pauper Challenge tomorrow, the Historic Pauper Challenge, and if you want any deck tags, be sure to mention it below as well. And without further ado, let's get into our games. Alright, so game number 1 of Drowned Phoenix, and I don't think this is something we want to see in our starting hand. So I think we're gonna mull, just because Creeping Chill is in our opening hand and we do not like that. This hand is definitely a keep, it's super good, it's all we want. So we're gonna keep this hand and we're gonna bottom a land. So what we're going to try to do is to play Drowned Secret on curve, cast Merfolk Secret Keeper, which now just mills for 6. And with that we do not want to draw that, obviously. And with that we are pretty likely to hit a Phoenix or 2 maybe. Like the maximum I've done in one turn, I've done 20 damage in just one turn. I had 20 cards left in my library, and all of them were the 4 Creeping Chills, and back then it was the Phoenixes, so I just did 20 damage in one turn. Just casual things, burn players agree. So let's see, our opponent is playing a competitive deck in the casual play, so I don't know why or how does he feel about his life if he has to do that, but I mean, it's fine, it's fine. So let's target ourselves. Actually, let's try to dig for our 3rd land with Opt first. So we're gonna target ourselves with the mill trigger, obviously. So we do not mill a land, but we do mill an Narcomoeba, which is always good to see. Let's try to dig for a land. Hit land, yes. Alright, so I think we're in a pretty good spot if we mill just a Phoenix. If you don't mill a Phoenix, I think I'm not gonna use the other Secret Keeper. I think I just much rather just play the Defender part of it. So let's try to dig for a Secret Keeper. I mean, let's try to dig for a Phoenix. I don't know why I want to dig for a Secret Keeper. We do not hit something we want, and we sadly do not hit a Phoenix either. So I think I'm just gonna play the Secret Keeper and keep on milling myself. And we're already 20 cards down. 10 cards are milled into our graveyard, so we're getting closer to hitting our Phoenixes. So opponent is probably gonna play his Nissa next turn. And honestly, how do we deal with the Nissa in this deck? Answer is we do not easily. He's playing a Flicker deck. At least I would think so if he's playing Guard Mage. And Guard Mage is gonna make our life a bit harder because we're not really trying to block. We just, we don't have a way to deal with flyers except for unsummon. So we can't deal with blockers, that's what I meant to say. So let's mill ourselves just once more. I think this should be enough for us to hit a Phoenix for once. Okay, Creeping Chill is not a Phoenix, but it will do. He's gonna take some damage. So we're gonna gain some life, and we hit 2 Phoenixes. 2 Phoenixes. Alright, so let's see. I think our strategy right now is to unsummon this, although it sounds very stupid. And then to maximize altitude, targeting an Arclight and just attack with the team. Because then we would have cast we hit another Phoenix. Alright, so right now we're just attacking for like a bunch of damage. So maximize altitude, targeting Narcomoeba. Actually, let's attack with the Secret Keeper. Secret Keeper does not want to hold any secrets anymore, and he wants to just attack face. So mill, please hit our last Phoenix. We do not, but the Creeping Chill is also fine. This means that our opponent is gonna take 9 right now. He's gonna go down to 8, and potentially can just win next turn. So we're gonna go into combat, 3 Phoenixes, and this deck is actually super fun to play. Our opponent plays on summon as well. That's a bit sad. He's gonna go down to 11, but we're still in a pretty good spot. He has 2 on summons, really? Or, I mean, it's still fun. It's still super fun. He's down to 12. We can hardcast these, but it's not what we're trying to do. So Elite Guard Mage is gonna gain him Soul Knife and ruin the dreams we had of just winning out of nowhere, sadly. Alright, so what can we do to potentially get rid of as many Phoenixes as we want? I don't think we can do it right now unless we top deck Opt into another 1-drop, into another, 1 mana spell, cantrip. So let's see, what do we draw? We draw Unsummon. So Unsummon would mean, yeah, we still don't have it. Let's just keep on doing this. Target ourselves. Alright, so Radical Idea is not a bad draw. So Sweet Oblivion and Maximize Altitude, these are both 3 spells exactly, and we can jumpstart this discarding our Phoenix for next turn. So I think that's our plan, and I much rather have this on top. So I think that's the plan, unless we can maybe, I think I'm gonna put this in the graveyard so we can jumpstart it next turn, play this and unsummon, and that should meet the requirements of casting. Gonna submit 0. No, I can't submit 0, so we're just gonna submit this, and I think I'm gonna attack with just the Phoenix. And next turn we can deal some damage. We draw this, mill 4. Agent of Treachery is not what I wanted to see. If he takes my Drowned Secrets, or he doesn't take my Drowned Secrets, which is better than nothing. So let's see. I could unsummon, maximize altitude targeting this one, but I don't think I want to do that just yet. So we're just gonna mill ourselves once again, and mill ourselves again with Drowned Secrets. So we mill a Phoenix and a Creeping Chill. I think the game should be over right now. How many Phoenixes do we have in the grave? So we have just 1. We have 2 Phoenixes, so if you could... Yeah, I think it's over. It is over. So we just maximize altitude targeting anything at this stage. Discard our Phoenix. Alright. And then we can just unsummon something. And that's it. It's over. Alright, our opponent is not gonna see it coming, but it is over. So we just unsummon right now. Unsummon downs this, and just give our opponent a good game. I hope he doesn't concede. Good game, opponent. I hate when people concede on me. Okay, so that was game number 1 of Drowned Phoenix. Let's go into our game number 2. Game number 2 of Drowned Phoenix, and we hit the same problem that we always hit, is Creeping Chill and opening hand, so we're gonna mull that. And we get another super good hand once again. So I think Sweet Oblivion is the only thing that I would want to mull. Let's see. Secret Keeper is 2 spells, so it mills 4, so I don't think can easily get rid of that. So I think we're just gonna mull the Oblivion. I'd much rather have the Secret Keeper than that. I'm gonna play Mystic Sanctuary now, so I can play this on curve and then start to set up. Alright, so 2 Secret Keepers is super good. Assuming we draw into our 3rd land next turn, we'll be set in a pretty good spot. So we can mill a pretty good chunk of our deck right now. Each one of these mills for 6, and then you can cast it just for no value, and then so it mills 8. So it's super good, and we do hit our land. Alright, so let's see. I think we're just gonna go for Radical Idea, mill ourselves, and maybe try to set up for next turn. Because if we do end up drawing a land, just as I said that I think we draw no land, we draw Drowned Secrets, which is better, way better than a land. Alright, so we just pass at this point. We're just gonna play Drowned Secret next turn, and then maybe play a Secret Keeper, mill ourselves even more. Creeping Chill should be enough to deal some damage to him, and we will potentially draw our land. So Tombbound Ledge, I think my opponent makes some kind of reanimate deck maybe, or just straight up Dimir. Let's see from what he discards, what he's playing. And the lifelink is gonna be a bit annoying, but We deal so much damage out of nowhere that I don't think it's gonna be that important. So let's see, what does this do? Doesn't do anything that we care about. So drown secrets, and thing is, I think we don't want to use the secret keepers just yet. I think we're just gonna radical idea target the phoenix and keep milling, and then next turn potentially we can do a lot of things. So only things that would super bother us like a lot would be him just playing, what was the card? Thought Erasure. So if he plays Thought Erasure, he's gonna take one of these, and how do we not hit anything with Jumpstart? Are you serious? We hit our Creeping Chill. Out of everything we can hit, we hit our Creeping Chill. Alright, so at least my opponent solves that problem. Get rid of my Creeping Chill. But I mean, are you serious? Are you serious? So how many Phoenixes do we have in grave? We have 2. Right, next turn I'm probably gonna get a lot more. I mean just these alone are gonna dig us through a huge chunk of our deck. So unsummon is good enough for us to get our phoenixes, so let's try to go for it. So right now each one of these mills for 8. If I'm not wrong, yeah, I'm not wrong. As usual. So mill for 8. An Arclight. Love that card. Alright, so take action. I used to like it because of Dredge and Modern, but I mean, yeah, Dredge has a bit of a hard day. A hard year actually. So let's take the action. And right now, I think we're gonna go for mill 8 once again. So mill 8, and we can potentially win this turn. Target player, of course I'm gonna target myself. What mill player doesn't target himself? Most of them. So no other Phoenix? I mean, come on, deck. Okay, Narcos is good enough, but I mean, Phoenix, we're digging for Phoenixes. Creeping Chill is also enough. I got all the Narcos in my deck. I do not want to get all of them. So let's try. Of course we're gonna put it on the battlefield. It doesn't do anything else in this deck. So we still have only 2 Phoenixes. Let's try to mill, because this does mill 4. That's what the card was designed to do, but I mean now we just upgraded it in this deck. So he's gonna mill 4 and no Phoenix? No Phoenix? No Phoenix? Are you serious? I'm gonna take the action, obviously. So I think we're just gonna unsummon something at this stage, maybe this, because I don't want him to loot again and gain some life. Let's try to hit a Phoenix. Come on, deck. 2 Phoenixes. Deck, I believe in you. Or a Phoenix and a Creeping Chill. Come on, deck. Last Phoenix. Okay, sure. I mean, if you look at it from the bright side, it means we're destined to hit more Phoenixes as we go. But I mean, come on. There's 16 cards left. So just attack. And then we can win just next turn. Creeping Chills, I think we used all of them. Yeah, because I discarded one. I discarded one due to my opponent. And we're gonna block with this because... Actually, we're not gonna block with this because hear me out, we can give it flying. So opponent attacks us, I'm pretty fine with that. I don't think anything he might discard might kill us at this stage. Watch me be wrong somehow. When you discard this card, you win the game. That would be too good. You just draw it in your opening hand, not play anything, draw again, discard, due to hand size, the game is over. Alright, so I think we're just over at this stage, but I mean, let's increase our opponent's suffering as much as we can, because that is Esper mentality, and I love Esper as a deck, as a deck and as a mentality and everything. Right, so we're gonna mill ourselves, and that's why I didn't block with this, because it can attack from now on right now. So we hit the last Phoenix, yay. So let's just attack with the flying team. Opponent might have something. He probably has something, but I mean, there's no Settle the Wreckage in black unless I like So he bounces one of our Phoenixes to our hand. That's fine. And just discard the next turn to Radical Idea, and I think that's gonna earn us the game. Are you serious, opponent? You make us wait one more turn to do this. Alright, it's fine. So I'm gonna stop milling myself just a bit, because like I'm trying not to lose the hand size next turn. So we're just gonna wait, and next turn just go off. I promise we're gonna go off next turn. Do I even have any more Radical Ideas in the deck? That's the thing. Yeah, I think we do. So can we potentially cast 3 spells? I don't think so. I don't think we can cast 3 spells. So we're trying to dig for like... I mean, he has to stop 3 of these. It's not gonna be an easy thing for him. And did we use both of our maximize altitude? We did not. So there's still one in the deck, so we can potentially give this flying, and now he has to deal with 4 flyers. I don't think he can do that very easily. So this goes back to his hand. Yes, opponent cast it, so I can discard my Phoenix. That would be a pretty good play for me, from your side. So opponent probably is going to concede right now because he does not have any way to deal with our Phoenixes. And yes, he taps out. It's over. It's over. Watch my opponent mill the card that I mentioned. When this card hits the graveyard, you win the game. That might be a card we see one day. I mean, Uro just wins the game when he hits the graveyard. Escape him, boom. God, I need an Uro. I need to like buy 4 Uros, but I mean, who has the money to do that? So we're gonna take 1, meaning now he has to deal with 2 flyers. I mean, he could survive if he had any ways to deal with 1 Narcomoeba, but I think it's over for him, and we're just gonna go for the combo. Alright, so we draw our maximize altitude, so I think it's pretty much over at this stage. But we're just trying to do it all. We're just trying to win with what the deck went to do. So let's try to get all of our Phoenixes. Kudos to our opponents, we're not conceding yet. So mill just once more. And we still do not hit all the Phoenixes, really? Is that really a thing? So we're just gonna give this flying. You know, sometimes you could use this to give your opponent's creatures flying. That came up a couple of times. Because I needed to like get the Phoenixes. Alright, so 1 more Phoenix. No more Phoenixes actually. Yeah, why did I say 1 more Phoenix? Let's just maximize altitude, targeting his creature. Yes, I am sure. And we're gonna discard an Arclight Phoenix. And we're gonna mill him. I'm not gonna mill myself for like with the last card. I think he deserves to get milled. Watch me mill one of the cards that make me lose. I do not mill the card that says when you mill this card, you win the game. So we're gonna go into combat, and we're gonna give our opponent a good game. Yes, yes, Phoenixes flying. And our opponent, does he block? No, he blocks. I wanted to deal more damage. Alright. So that's pretty much it for game number 2, and I think with how short the games were, I think we're gonna go for game number 3. Game number 3 of Drowned Phoenix, and this hand isn't the best, but I'm just gonna keep because we have Drowned Secrets in our opening hand. And turn 1 Drowned Secrets improve. Turn 2, I mean Drowned Secrets improves the deck a lot. So we're just gonna keep that. Hopefully our opponent isn't playing something. What does this do? When these combat damage to a player. Okay, I am pretty fine with milling the top card of my library opponent. Thank you. So Eye Collector is gonna do some of the job for us, and the art is pretty cool actually. I mean, I would never want this to happen to me, but the art is pretty cool. So our opponent's gonna mill maybe a Creeping Chill. It would be funny. Not a Creeping Chill. It's alright, opponent. And let's just play Discovery Dispersal, try to hit ourselves more, and get maybe more lands to set up for next turn. I mean, you could still hardcast Phoenix next turn, not our plan, but we can still go for it. Secret Keeper land. I think I'm going to keep both on top. And we're not going to use the Secret Keeper just yet because I want to hit that land next turn. So what I think I'm going to go for next turn is Narco, mill ourselves, Merfolk, mill ourselves, play him, mill ourselves. I forgot you can rip the land off the top. I forgot. It's not something I always have to play around, I'm sorry. So I think he's playing mono black flyers. In which case I think we have a good matchup, or a decent matchup at least. Let's just play Secret Keeper, target ourselves. I did not think what happened last turn through. Target ourselves, obviously. So we do hit a Creeping Shell, we lower his life total a bit. Mill 4 just once again. And with 2 Phoenixes in our hand, alright, so we make him take damage once again. With 2 Phoenixes in our hand, I don't think our odds of hitting more Phoenixes are high. So let's go with Radical Idea, discard it, try to hit a land after what the mistake we did last turn. So please hit a land. Land? 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 Land! That's not a land! I don't want to draw this card. So he's probably gonna mill a land for us, probably, knowing my luck. So opponent attacks. This is gonna get pretty out of hand pretty soon. So he's not mill a land. Probably we're gonna increase our odds of drawing lands. That's the thing I like with mill. The more you like, the more things you mill, the more you increase your chances of drawing something. So we're gonna bounce this because it is getting out of hand. And I think I'm just gonna jumpstart this again and try to deck for the land that I threw away by accident. So Phoenix, and then next turn, if we have to, we can go for... I don't think there's a line where we can get a Phoenix next turn if we don't draw a land. So deck, I don't want to draw this deck. I explained this to you before, but these are supposed to be milled. We mill these. We do not draw these. We draw these. Why did you concede, opponent? I was losing. Alright, so our deck is just too good. People do not want to play against it. That's gonna be pretty much it for game number 3. I hope you enjoyed the games. If you enjoyed the games and want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me out a lot. So tomorrow there's gonna be a pauper challenge, a historic pauper challenge. So if you want me to post any pauper deck lists, because I am working on that, please do mention it in the comments down below. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.